You're listening to Don't IEP Alone with Special Education Advocate Lisa Lightner. For more information about Lisa, the IEP Toolkit, and more ways we can help you in your process, go to adayinourshoes.com. Now back to the show with your host, Lisa.
Hey, good morning. It's Lisa Lightner. Welcome to my simple little podcast about IEPs called Don't IEP Alone. I wanted to do another special episode today because yesterday's cut off and I did not have time to re-record it, and I didn't know until I uploaded it and was listening to it in the car myself, which is what I do. Anyway, April for me is just, I said, it's just a slog for me and my son. He's on the varsity volleyball team at his high school, and then he plays travel basketball. So twice a week, I have to go pick him up at volleyball. I bring something for him to eat in the car, and then we drive directly to Elkton, Maryland, where he practices at Elkton High School for his travel basketball. So it's a lot. It's, he leaves the house around 7 a.m. and he doesn't get home until after 9. For me, it's a lot as well. I enjoy it. I enjoy socializing with the other parents. I enjoy being a sports mom. But until varsity volleyball is over, which is like the middle of May, this is what we have to do. So anyway, yesterday was our first day of doing that, and so that's why I did not fix the podcast episode, and that is why I didn't answer email last night and all these other things. So I did not answer email, and I apologize that I am an advocate, and I'm a damn good advocate. What I'm not good at is marketing, because I'm not a marketer. It's not what I went to school for. So when I did not answer email last night, I woke up this morning and there was, 8 or 9, which means if there's 8 or 9 people who actually bothered to email me, that means that there's usually, they say, like 5 to 10 times that who had the same issue but just decided not to email you. Couldn't be bothered. People were very confused about my 50% off sale yesterday, because when they looked at it online, they saw another mini course, and that was actually less than the 50% off and all this stuff. So I just wanted to clarify that the half price off sale, which I've extended for today, April 2nd, that includes everything. So that will include everything that's in the training library, all the mini courses, any future updates, all the live chats that happen during the school year, any new additions to the training, and so on. It includes everything. So it's really the best deal out there. I don't know that I will be able to price it this low again, because I do offer lifetime access, which means, that I have to pay hosting fees like forever and ever. So who knows? If you did look online and you saw something that was less, chances are, first of all, that it does not include the live chats. So if you ever have a question about any of your training, you just can't come to the live chats and ask, because it's just not included. And for some people, that works. Some people are like, you know what? I just want to do the training on my own. I don't care about talking with other people and all that. I personally think that you have to talk with others and bounce ideas around and hear different perspectives. But I'm not going to force anybody. So anyway, I will put the link in the show notes. Again, it's good for today as well. So the other thing I wanted to bring up is, again, there was a lot of chaos yesterday in Health and Human Services as far as people being fired. I believe the disability director for either HHS or CDC was fired, and it's very concerning, sad, demoralizing, defeating. every day to wake up and I just see people saying like, oh, I went to my agency and the door was locked, or they just called me and they said my kids' programs were canceled. So at the same time, we have to use that to be motivating. We have to use it to be motivating. This is not about money. This is not about money. I did all the research on, okay, what is the ACL's budget? And what is the ACL's budget as far as a percentage of HHS? And it's 0.15%. So we're talking about basically the ACL budget, which is things like Meals on Wheels and community living for disabled adults. That budget is less than 0.2% of the entire HHS budget. So this isn't about saving money. If it was about saving money, they'd go after the bigger fish. You don't go after 0.1% and then say, oh, I'm being so efficient, right? Like, that's just like, I don't know. It's like me wiping off my kitchen table and the rest of my house is filthy. And I'm like, oh, but I'm cleaning my house. I'm spring cleaning. Like, no, you wiped off the kitchen table. So please call your representatives. I'm working on some ideas. I haven't found any great ideas yet. For 20 years, I've been doing this, and it's always been, write your legislators, call your legislators, visit your legislators. And I do think that still needs to be an important part of advocacy. But I also think that times are changing and we need to be different. We need to act different and so on. We need to think outside the box, because this call your legislators, write your legislators, like, they're not answering the phone. You just get a voicemail. If I call or if I email, I just get a canned response a few days later. We know that they have staffers who do their social media, so they're not even... they're not reading the comments on social media or the replies to whatever it is they're posting. I've been trying to schedule a visit with Fetterman's office. They got back to me once and they were like, yeah, schedule it with this person. And I replied and nothing. Dave McCormick's office didn't even reply at all. So anyway, but still, please keep doing it. And I'm working on, I think on spring break, I'm just going to drag Kevin in there. Whatever. I'll just drive to Philly and take him there. And, if they're not going to answer the phone, then I'll just go, I guess. So where was I? I'm starting to ramble. So the ACL, and all the other cuts that are happening in HHS, we do have to be vocal about it. These are real cuts that are affecting real people. There are real families. Some of them are local peers of mine whose kids just, happen to be a little bit older than mine, but I know them because we're on this same journey in the same county. But these are things where these parents are just being told, like, well, this service is gone. This support is gone. You don't have it anymore. It was canceled. And all the supporters of this are like, oh, well, the system needs fixing. And I agree with that, right? The system does need to be fixed. But I keep using the analogy, if my roof is leaking, I don't burn my house down. I don't blow it up. I fix the roof. And we haven't heard any of the fixes yet. We haven't heard any of the solutions. Just wait and see, wait and see. This is just the beginning. You just have to wait and see what's going to happen. There's no plan. There's no plan except for Project 2025. So we have to be loud. We have to be vocal. And the other thing is, you get involved at the state level. A lot of this stuff is and always has been handled at the state level anyway, as far as implementation and a lot of the funding. And some states, of course, do it better than others. But get involved at the state level, because the good news here is that it's easier to create change at the state level, right? It is. So get together with your state people. State legislators are a bit more accessible, and they're not getting as much of this federal pushback because they're not federal legislators. But we can start creating pressure at the state level. So please do that. Please familiarize yourself with who your state people are and all that fun stuff. So, did I have a point today? I don't know. My point was, of course, to tell you about the sale still going on, that I do acknowledge all the ACL stuff. I've written about it. I have a blog post about it. I will put that up again in these show notes. Please get involved at the state level. And also, I mean, if you're interested, next Tuesday, I will be speaking at the Lunch and Learn at the Chester County Intermediate Unit, the big one on Boot Road. So that's what I will be doing on Tuesday if you want to come join us. This Saturday, look online. Indivisible is running a whole lot of events all across the country. They have hundreds of them planned, if not thousands. I will be speaking at the one at the Westchester Courthouse. So I know it's supposed to rain. I'm still going. The rain will just decide whether or not I bring Kevin. But I am definitely planning on going if they have it. Again, it's supposed to rain, so maybe they'll postpone it. Who knows? But that's where I will be in the coming days. My book is available for pre-order, which is pretty exciting. You can look me up by name on either Barnes & Noble or Amazon.com, and it will come up and you will see it. So that is something I'm very excited about. And yeah, I think that's it. Have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your week. And also, don't let this, and by this, I'm waving my arms at everything in front of us in society. Please don't let this, for as stressful as it is, for as serious as it is, and people losing support, services, funding, all that, for as serious as this is, please try to find some joy in each day, because we need to be a strong society. And the whole goal of all of this is to wear us down and beat us down into submission so that we're just miserable people. Just miserable. That's all they do is sow hate and anger and meanness and negativity. There's nothing positive about what they say. Unless he's high on ketamine, there's nothing, he's never happy, right? They're just miserable people. So please try to find something that brings you joy each day. And that might just be, an outdoor walk with your dog, or go push your kid on the swing, or, what sounds make you happy? Is that just sitting on your front step for a minute, listening to the birds, or listening to the train, or, the city traffic, whatever it is, wherever you are, watching a little league game, something. Do something each day that makes you smile and brings you joy. Okay, we have to balance this out. Okay, enjoy the rest of your day. I mean that, and I will be back to a regularly scheduled podcast schedule of topics in the coming weeks. We have to talk about ESY, so I'm going to do that next week because it is April and we need to talk about ESY. We're going to talk about progress monitoring because it's April. We are at the end of the school year, so you need to know where your child stands and what needs to be kind of shored up before the school year ends so that you are ready for next year and all that good stuff. So stay tuned, and thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you for listening to Don't IEP Alone with special education advocate Lisa Lightner. We're so glad you've joined us and would love to connect with you outside of the show. For more information about Lisa, the IEP Toolkit, and more ways we can help you in your process, go to adayinourshoes.com. From self-care tips to common IEP mistakes, there's even more to explore. Don't forget to rate and review the podcast and subscribe to never miss an episode. Until next time, don't IEP alone, and you don't have to.